Dominic, it's your boy Ing. Welcome to another review, another episode of The Office. It is season 1, episode 21, conflict resolution. So it all starts with the usual. It's amazing, actually. It's one of the rare episodes where the cold open has something to do with the main episode, right? So we got a cold open. How everybody had a wedding invitation for Pamela wedding, except for Angela. So there's like a bitchery cattery there, which is kind of cool because again, we know that these two are beefing a lot. So it's kind of cool that we're following like this, not necessarily this trend, but this is a continuation. Like, yo, these two don't like each other, right? So that it leads to a fight between, not a fight, but then we have a fight between Angela and Oscar for a paint what should we call it, like a poster, yeah, a poster that was given to Angela by another employee. So the other employee gave her this poster. I think it was Toby. And then Oscar, he said, yo, this is child labor, this is child cruelty because it's a painting of babies trying to play music. It's just cute. And that brings there's this what should we call it, fuck, I'm losing my word today, I don't know why. We're getting not the demands per se, it's those the complaints, yeah, complaints, written complaints. So Michael is like, you have to take a direct approach. You have to solve the problem before they fester, which is kind of true. But a lot of those problems are better left alone. Like a lot of the problem that are brought up in this very episode are problems that if left alone, it would have been okay. But because Michael put them in the open, and Michael said, yo, this said this, and this anonymous complaint was there, right? It creates a lot of problem. It almost broke up the couple of Dwight and Angela, which shocked because at the end of the day, we love this couple. About the background noise, my microwave is working. We're gonna be eating good, bro. So we have a lot of conflict, and it's kind of nuts because again, you expect Michael to make everybody mad, but those people are mad at each other. For example, there's this complaint but for Dwight and Jim, and there's some great stuff. What can I say else? Everybody has a problem with everybody, and it's just normal workplace environment problem because when you work with somebody for a long time, you're gonna end up having a problem with them at some point or the other. I think it's super normal, right? And then we have Dwight who's complaining every Friday about Jim Frank, and we're seeing or hearing about some of the Jim Frank, and I gotta say they're pretty fucking good. Like the phone thing, brilliant. And Dwight realized that none of them have been addressed. So Michael, he tells Michael, yo, it's Jim or me. And this is kind of cool because Dwight has been loyal, but that loyalty doesn't come it doesn't come for free. There's a price for it. Like, yo, I'm the one who's loyal to you. You have to make sure that you understand that we kind of reward that. And he's asking Michael to choose between him and Jim, and he's gonna push it. And Michael hesitates. Now we realize that Jim puts a warning, like a complaint against Pam because she's working on office hour, which is something we saw in previous episode. Right? It's not only this episode, and he has to tell her, yo, I made that complaint. And what's kind of cool about the complaint of Dwight is Jim is realizing that those pranks were kind of funny then, but looking back, he did prank Dwight a lot, and he didn't necessarily deserve it, right? And he's even saying he deserved it, and then he says, right? Because he's not sure he did deserve it. So there's this cool pattern of saying that Jim might have thought that Dwight was an asshole until he realized that he possibly was the asshole. So this is character development. And Jim, he decides to leave to another branch because it's an opportunity and it's a better paying job, and it's still for Dunder Mifflin. And what is cool here is Jim is gonna move, which is gonna bring the story to to another level. We're gonna have another branch. We're gonna visit another branch, but it's also a problem because Michael was supposed to choose between Jim and Dwight, and by Jim doing that, he's enabling Michael again to not do the right thing. The right thing is complicated here. Do you fire Jim for making pranks, or do you fire Dwight for being? The thing is, I would fire Jim because he's making the prank, but Jim is good-hearted. He's not like, oh, I'm gonna bully this fucker. It's just like, hey, this is the little joke, right? There's a couple of it's kind of cool because Toby actually. So you could question if Toby was right in this episode. You could question if Toby in action was the right thing to do. But Toby in action, you can see that Michael action made the whole entire office mad. And there's actually a scene where he's going around and he's super mad and everybody's like very angry. And Toby, although his approach didn't solve anything, it was to keep the peace. And sometimes keeping the peace is more important than solving small problems, because small problems are just that. And he talks about like letting a letter in your drawer for 3 days, and if you don't take it out, if you send it now, you're gonna regret being angry. If you're waiting a couple of days and realize that this is a bit too much, you're not gonna send it. And I mean, I've been dealing with not the work issue, but White's work situation, and I mean, I think it's all something we're facing. It's all something we're gonna have to face, one way or the other. And the cool thing here that we're seeing is how do we deal with it at a grand scheme of things. There's some really funny complaints, and it's tough because it does create some problem. It's like the problem also in this episode. The problem is, do we know that these complaints exist? Do we know that there's problem exists, or do we pretend like they never existed and we just, because yes, people are mad, but they're mad at complaint that they made. They're mad at situation they know was there. So it's just putting it at the surface. And again, there's a really cool example with Jim, who's talking about pranking. And when he realized that you put them all together, like every single prank is a small one, but put together, kind of bullying, right? So there's an accumulation system, and the fact that Toby again never solved anything, it's just like, yeah, that problem was unsolved, you know. So pretty fucking good episode. Super good episode. Loved it. I love you guys. Peace.